Wish he would have listened to the poor girl. But no! It put her in front of a goddamn trial.
What's happening with the oratories?
Yeah, it goes bonkers,
I
doesn't it?
believe it is preparing to carry out the death sentence.
Marina!
Yeah, she gave up.
No, I still need answers.
Our motivation is not, hey, gotta save her, because... we get sucked into... Damn. Oh, I know that outfit. I got that spoiled by Doki. Oh, the Damocles sword. Oh, that's really pretty though. I didn't look closely to it. It's actually really pretty.
You.
Sorry.
I like how it's like,
That shocked
Farida?
expression on your face is just too amusing. I couldn't help myself.
You are not Farina. Who are you?
Ah, the sweet sound of bewilderment. Marvelous. A sure sign that my attempt to deceive everyone was a resounding success. But to answer your question, I am Focalor. You know, the god.
Focalor. Why did you deceive us?
Oh, that wasn't my goal, of course. Goodness, no. But I had to fool everyone else too, if I was to stand any chance of deceiving the heavenly principles.
Deceiving the heavenly principles?
It's all because of that pernicious prophecy. Dreadful, wasn't it? Everyone doomed to dissolve. Fontaine condemned to be flooded. One was not amused. In fact, one was positively bemused when that problem was thrust upon me by my dearest predecessor. That's the former Hydro Archon Egeria for the uninitiated. It hardly gets more disastrous than a preordained national catastrophe, now does it? She knew full well that the prophecy would surely come to pass. And as one of the seven, she also knew full well that one defies the heavenly principles at one's peril. So yes, as you have no doubt surmised, it was a rather impossible situation that I found myself in. I spent a terribly long time mulling it over, alone on the ocean floor. And I was almost growing barnacles by the time I finally realized there was only one possible solution to this confounding conundrum. I had to outwit the heavenly principles, allow the prophecy to be fulfilled, ostensibly at least, while saving everyone at the same time. I'm a genius, I know. I can only assume that's why Egeria chose me as her successor. Although, looking back now, it was hardly the inheritance one dreams of. Between the task of saving the nation, the quotidian duties of the Hydro Archon, and not to mention the original sin of creating a new race of humans, I dare say she left me quite a colossal mess to clean up. But one can only play the hand one is dealt. I did not choose this, any more than I chose to be one of her Oceanid familiars.
So you were also once one of the Oceanids, transformed into a human by Egeria's hand.
Yes, I was. I always dreamed of becoming human. And I still do, even now. In my eyes, to be human is to be part of the greatest opera ever known. After becoming a god, I separated my divinity from my body and spirit, leaving behind only a self that was as naive and bewildered as my past self on her first day as a human being. The me you see before you now is that that divinity. And the human counterpart I left behind, I named Farina. She could feel joy, sorrow, and everything in between. She could be as vain and conceited, or as meek and vulnerable as she wished. Her strengths were of a kind only a human could possess, as were her shortcomings. But in my eyes, Farina's humanity was what made her perfect. She was perfectly human in every way. The person I always wanted to be. Anyway, so then I cursed her. All
Yes,
part of
Tama.
the plan, of course. The plan to deceive the heavenly principles. Do you still remember the final scene of the prophecy? The Hydra Archon alone, weeping on her throne. In order that the prophecy might appear fulfilled, I invited Farina to be an actress, to play the part of the Hydro Archon in the prophecy. Under the curse I placed on her, so long as I, Focalor's divinity, continued to exist, she could not die. But nor was she free to live her life in the pursuit of happiness. Instead, she was forced to take the stage in the opera house, to embrace the role of leading lady, to forever play the part of the god from the prophecy, all to create a deceitful appearance of that prophecy coming to pass. I suppose now you probably understand why your court is called the Opera Epiclese.
But Farina is only human, isn't she? Even though she has had a long life, her mind is no stronger than that of any other ordinary human being. I cannot begin to fathom what she has had to endure. It must have been torture for her.
It has indeed. And although she is, in a sense,
And then we
being
betrayed
in human
her.
form, I
Oh,
must
I feel
definitely
terrible.
owe her an apology for it. It's been 500 years, and all along, she's been playing her part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely, and agonizingly painful opera of all time.
Did we save her? I came into contact with Farina's tears. If I remember correctly, tears often contain a being's strongest emotions. With sufficiently strong hydrosensitivity, I can form an emotional connection, just like I did with that Oceanid at the Fountain of Lucine. Wait, could this be Farina's inner world? Farina? What is she doing on stage? Wait a moment. That probably isn't Farina. It's likely a reflection of her inner self. If I can't directly speak to that self, I might be able to easily get what I wanted to know. We had this whole scene, and the one thing I'm still concerned about is answers? Can we just hug this poor little girl? And tell her it's going to be alright? I came here for answers. Either way, this opportunity is not to be missed. Let me try talking to her. What's happening, Tama? Also, hi, Crow. This looks so eerie. Yeah, they actually don't feel like, because usually they're so caring for everyone. And she's just pushing for answers. That feels so weird.
Who permitted you to come onto the stage? Now, I understand your admiration for my august self, but I must ask you to keep to the rules.
Farina?
All right. It is not my intent to reprimand
Don't look
you.
at me.
There is no need to state your name. Just be off with you. Do not distract me from my performance.
But...
Oh, do
Let the
not
stage
jest.
lights go off.
Can you not
Please, if
feel
only
it?
for 1 second.
I am Focalor. The eyes
A
of
way I can
countless
become
Fontainians
myself
are upon
again.
me. I must, at all times, display the utmost elegance and nobility.
Something's off. There's no getting through to her. Even in her heart of hearts, she's still playing the role of the Hydra Archon. What sort of resolve must she have that even her inner self and subconscious would have such an impenetrable defense? I have to find a way. Oh no, Crow, I'm sorry to hear that. Okay. Oh, I can't punch it.
Dear audience, the performance is experiencing a
Cry
technical
out
difficulty, but
echo.
worry not. The guards shall resolve it soon enough.
Come here.
Get a little chilly. Don't run away now.
Didn't you say I could stop soon, Alma? This doesn't feel like I can stop soon. Maybe I'm just not
Hey,
gonna
what
buy
gives? The
groceries
audience
today,
is still
I
watching
guess.
Me, you know. Guards! Wait,
Who needs
where are the
food, I
guards?
guess.
Guards!
Can't see? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not gonna buy food. It's alright.
I hear everything.
Isel, hi!
A moment, please.
Ow. Dude, groceries are not gonna be delivered in the next hour before everything closes. It's all the spotlights turned off, and Verna's heart, it must have symbolized the eyes of the people on her. Speaking of which, I think I just received some sort of signal. Was that her true voice? Huh. A ticket? When did it end up here? Either way, looks like the show is about to begin. In that curry. What do you mean you're just gonna sit? What? Scene 1. Before a mirror, Farina. Oh, I am Farina. Okay. Oh, there's a mirror.
Farina. Farina.
What's the lures?
Who's that? Who's calling me? Where are you?
Be not nervous. Be not afraid. I
Spoiler,
am
Blade is
before
dead.
W-
Technically.
Wait a moment. You're mirror me? How can this be?
Mirror you, huh? You know what? That's not bad. Let's go with that.
Mirror me.
He's a corpse.
What do you
Kinda.
wish to say?
The prophecy. Have you heard of it?
What prophecy? Wait.
Since
I know.
ever.
I think. I don't know why, but it's in my head somehow. The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Oh, very good. You know it well.
What's going on? I can't seem to remember anything clearly. The only thing I know for sure is this prophecy. Will it really come to pass?
Yes, it will. And that is why I've come to you. Disaster will come to Fontaine sooner or later. Things will develop just as the prophecy declared. There is no escaping it.
But doesn't that mean everyone will die? I'm a Fontainian just like them. Will I dissolve too?
Oh, don't worry. Magical meetings exist in this world precisely to give people a chance to turn things around. It is the reason why you met me today. I will tell you how to save everyone, but you may have to suffer somewhat.
May. Somewhat.
Oh, so there's still hope after all. Goodness, you frightened me. You spoke so much and with so much certainty. As for the suffering, well, I will admit that the first thing that came to mind was, why do I have to be the one to suffer? But if the prophecy will come true, I'll also die anyway, right? So if I've already met you as my magical meeting in this world, if there were scales, with all the people of Fontaine on one side and my pain on the other, is it not obvious where the scales should tilt?
The thing why they can't merge is because of the heavenly disciple stuff, blah blah.
I suppose this would also be the
That was a whole scheme that
belongs to
she
you.
put herself into too.
Don't
Guys,
worry,
are you even
it's
paying
nothing.
attention?
Listen well. Fontaine has just lost its Hydro Archon. I need you to play a role. That of the new Archon.
Sure, Alva, sure.
As a god.
That's right. You must begin a never-ending masquerade. You must never let anyone suspect your identity. If you can keep it up, then I shall have my way of defying this prophecy. But should your identity be revealed, then all hope will be lost.
But how will I do this? A human assuming the role of a god without being exposed.
Don't worry. What you must do is not to turn yourself into a real god. You simply need to play the role of a god as humans imagine them to be. Being a human yourself, I'm sure you already know what such an entity would be like. Remember, your true challenge will not be pursuing divinity, but contending against humanity.
I'm still not
This is
sure
her
I
inner-
understand, but
Like, this is Farina inside of
I'll
herself.
try.
And probably like
I'll
when
try to do this.
Fossilores was like, hey,
So,
you
how
gotta do
long
this
am
now.
I going to have to play this role?
To accomplish this mission, you will have to stay on the stage for
Mhm.
many, many years. You will endure and not grow
So, like,
old
500 years
until
ago.
your task ends. But I promise you, all will eventually end in a magnificent and dramatic trial, and everyone will
My
be
character
saved.
is in the present day and she's watching from the present day, but like what she's
How
watching on the
exciting.
stage is from like
I'll be
500 years
looking
ago.
forward to it.
Scene 2, accession speech, Farina. I really need to get some groceries, goddammit. Okay, I can't jump, I need to go the long way, wait. Because we are special, we're not from this world. We are inside Farina because a teardrop landed on our hand from her.
The Maison Cardinalise has announced my accession, but this is my first time facing the people. What should I say to most appear like a god? To be honest, I still don't know. Perhaps I should first try to act natural.
Summon courage.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and welcome to the Opera Epiclese. I'm sure you've all heard about how I have taken on the role of Hydro Archon. Indeed, I am Verena de Fontaine, your new Archon.
Appear earnest.
In truth, I know little about becoming a nation's new god, but it will be my honor to guide you all. As the god Focalor, the god of justice, I shall do all within my power to lead you into an age of fairness and justice.
Close politely.
Once again, thank you all for coming. If you should have any questions or suggestions, please send them to the Maison Cardinalise. The future of Fontaine will require us to work together, after all. This should do it. I thought I might stammer, but thankfully, I was able to convey my thoughts just fine. Okay, and next.
That's the new Hydro Archon. Is this some kind of joke by the Maison? I would have thought that a being that surpasses humanity would be a bit more assertive.
Wow.
Hey, did you hear that? She even told us to send her suggestions there at the end.
Shouldn't gods be all-powerful? She's being so modest. What's the difference between her and an ordinary person, then?
These people are so mean. Nahida does the same thing.
Actually happen. She might just be a Maison-backed puppet.
Wait, what's going on? Why is everyone suspecting me of being a fake? Oh, this is bad. If I get exposed here, there'll be no saving the people from the prophecy. Right. Mirmi said that I just need to play the role of a god as humans imagine them to be. Calm down, Verena. Think. What do the people want? How would they imagine a god to speak and act? Assertive, with a strong sense of presence. One who can dispel all doubt. That is the character I'm fated to play.
Oh, she doesn't want to.
Oh, very good, my people.
So it's the
Only one
people's
such as
fault.
you are
Because they
deserving of my
suck.
rule. Now, I was wondering if some weak puppet were to one day come onto the stage and claim ownership of this opera house, would the children of Fontaine follow them? Well, it seems that you would all see right through them. Having passed my test, you are qualified to witness wondrous trials alongside my august self, here in this opera house. You may consider my previous act a door gift of sorts. I thought it was a debut that suited the atmosphere. Now then, let us be reintroduced.
Ah, so that was just a performance. How could I have forgotten that we were inside an opera house?
A personality? It's quite shocking, to be honest, but I suppose it's a better look than before.
Wow.
Such a fascinating and bold deity. How wonderful. Our future may yet be bright after all.
It seems I've turned them around. Best follow this flow and restart my accession speech.
Resolutely with conviction.
My dear people, whether you acknowledge me or not, whether you trust me or nay, I say to you, keep faith in your ardor for justice. We have heard it said that this nation's sins can no longer be washed away. Well, I say that justice is most fragrant when it blooms amid sin.
Turn up the drama.
The scales of justice should not weigh heavy in the
Yeah.
hands of its god.
But the people
On
are
one
super
side,
judgy.
It must carry fairness and
They're
justice.
terrible.
And
They made her
on
this
the
way.
other, praise and applause. May law be the prayer on our lips. May judgment be our worship. Let us light the fires and drink to the future of Fontaine.
And the speech emphatically.
There is no trouble in this world that justice cannot solve. All that is needed is for you, my people, to believe in it, heart and soul. So long as I, the Archon Focalor, stand within the Opera Epiclese, So long as I stand before the oratrice, I shall even judge the gods of this world!
Ooh. Did someone just say fuck yeah? Scene 3, Opera House, Farina. Oh. Oh, I can walk! Faster!
Lady Farina, here are today's case reports, as well as a summary of the follow-up for your perusal.
Come now. Was I not just at the Opera House in person? Leave these kinds of things to Neuvillette. Besides, none of these trials were the one that I'm looking forward to the most.
If I may be so impertinent, what kind of trial are you truly looking forward to?
A magnificent, dramatic, and wondrous trial. A trial to end all things. How could you hope to understand?
That's true. I fear I lack the ability to grasp your divine thought, Lady Archon.
No need for fright, and do not take what I said before too seriously. Go now, do your duties. The trial I await.
I was thinking the same thing.
It will come one day.
Lady Farina, I don't know what to say. Thank you for agreeing to see me.
No need to thank me. Or rather, thank your own sense of perseverance instead. Long have you stood in line to meet me, have you not? Oh, I'm afraid that's just an inevitable consequence of my divine charm. All right, Deoteria, is it? How is your son's illness?
You remembered me, and you knew of my family, too. He is doing much better now.
She is so caring.
He is far more of an ardent believer than I. He was the one who forced me to seek an audience with you, and to bring your words back to him.
Oh, good. Very good. If this should happen again in the future, please do not hesitate to come and tell me. Going down to citizens' homes every so often, while not usual practice, should serve as a fine change of pace.
You're such a
All of them.
God.
Every pillow.
Thank you once again, on behalf of my son.
Here's a bed. Okay, can't interact with the bed yet.
Lady Farina, here are the latest hydrological reports. As for the specific parameters you asked to take note of, I'm afraid things still don't look good.
I see. It's as I thought then. As your god, I did already expect this, but I wanted to see how far your human wisdom would allow you to analyze it. All manner of signs indicate that the prophecy will still come to pass. Forget it. That's not something you need to worry about right now.
Well, as I understand it, the Fontaine Research Institute is also trying to find a way to counter the rising water levels.
Really? Have they found anything?
I'm afraid that they haven't found any effective solution thus far.
Oh, is that so? Well, no wonder. This issue has reached the realm of the gods after all. Still, their spirit is praiseworthy.
Now I can go to the bed, yeah. Oh my. I feel so sorry for her.
The day is finally over. I haven't had a moment to breathe this whole time. But it's good to see that everything's getting on track. There are no longer any voices of suspicion. Maybe this is fine.
And then we came along and we fucked everything up.
And everything everyone will be saved. Alright, Farina, don't think too hard about this. You need rest. Tomorrow's a new day.
Scene 4, Opera House, Farina.
Lady Farina, here are the new trial reports for the latest cases, as well as a summary of the follow-up.
There'll be no need for that. I've seen them already. There's no need to go back over scenes I've witnessed in person before.
Lady Farina, I've waited so long for this chance to see you in this manner.
Indeed, my dear loyal citizen. This joyous moment is an honor for us both.
Lady Farina, we're detecting significant hydrological anomalies near Poisson.
Understood. Keep monitoring. Keep me informed should anything come up at the Institute. I don't think I let anything slip today. I must show the people that there is nothing to worry about. I just don't know when these days will end.
Oh,
I feel
baby.
utterly exhausted. Best to rest early today, too.
Oh, she's just a kid. For 500 years, but you got what I mean. Scene 5, Opera House. Oh, she's trying so hard to find a solution for the stupid prophecy. Scene 182,375.
It's like a dream being able to speak with you up close like this. I've heard that the first member of our family who was honored to receive an audience with you was Madame Deoteria, almost 20 generations ago.
Look, I was so wrong in my 10 generations
Fine
then.
family yours is indeed. It brings me great joy to meet such a faithful believer, a descendant of a line most ardent.
Surely you exaggerate, Lady Farina. My lady?
What is it, good citizen?
Are you crying?
Oh, really now? I didn't even notice.
And she's
This
trying
must
so
be the
hard.
overflow of hydro from my person. Well, can't quite help being the god whose dominion is the waters, can I?
No wonder. A manifestation of
I could see that Nui wouldn't be the best choice to let her tell someone because Fossilors couldn't know that Nui wouldn't just go to Celestia and be like, hey, by the way, your judgment, you know, back then didn't really go through because you got deceived. So yeah, like I understand, but like I understand why Fossilors said to her that, hey, don't tell anyone, just in case. But like letting her suffer for 500 years is I'm sure there could have been like a different way somehow. Oh baby.
So interminable.
Yeah, but travel literally just dropped by, like
Just
a week. No, it has been a month.
hundreds of years must have passed by now. Perhaps the show must go on for hundreds more. I never imagined that it would hurt so much. Have I reached my limit?
Yeah, Traveler right now doesn't give a fuck about her feelings, that's true.
Perhaps I reached it long ago.
I don't understand because usually she does.
I didn't even notice my own tears. I want to tell someone, anyone, about this. But would that not destroy all I've done so far?
And I understand like why Farina isn't telling anyone.
I did so many investigations across the centuries. But there's not even a sliver of hope that we might break the prophecy.
Like I understand why Farina wasn't like, hey, I'm just gonna tell someone, or like I'm just gonna tell Nubilat just because like she is going through this like at this point already 100 years, and I don't think Nubilat was there already. He said he wasn't there like from the start. He's probably like dropping by sometimes later. So I understand that she is like not, she doesn't want to be all of her suffering in vain, because she maybe thinks that maybe it's just another day and then it's going to be over. And then she's like, you know, I completely understand her reasoning there, that she didn't want to say. And like she literally wanted to open up to Traveler in that box, and then we just fucked everything over. We just needed like a minute more, and I think we would have been good to go, and we could have like not had any of this bullshit going on.
All I can do is keep heart. I must maintain this act. It is the only way to save Fontaine.
I mean, she said how.
Mirror me. You have to succeed.
But it's playing the god that people want to see. Scene 182,376. Opera House, Serena, and a play part.
Farina, you don't have to shoulder this burden alone. Although I don't know what you might be keeping from everyone, your people are more than willing to share your burden with you.
That's my voice. Is this scene from when we were within that giant magic box? This is great. It's not, because we're fucked up! I didn't think that this scene would replay in her inner world. Surely, I'll find out what she wanted to tell me this time. Why are we so uncharacteristically evil?
Share my burden. That's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my duty alone.
But even if your burden doesn't need to be shared, you can still choose to confide in someone. Just share it with me. I'm what you'd call a witness.
A witness? Yes. I've heard that you came to Teyvat.
I don't think that child does care for others.
You never belonged.
I wouldn't say that. I would say that I'm maybe acting more like Zhongli in the case of trying to get to the bottom of something.
And if Teyvat is in
but right
its
now I'm just
entirety
being
a
really,
show
really
on a
heartless.
stage, then you're just a spectator, aren't you? If that's the case... She's right. I could confide in her, couldn't I? But if things don't play out as expected, the people of Fontaine will be the ones
Okay, I definitely need to buy cat food. Let me write that up.
Farina, you shouldn't be selfish. But what if it's really alright? Farina, you've worked so hard for so long. Surely it would be okay to put yourself first for once. Just this once. Is it such an outrageous thing to do anyway? To find someone in whom you can confide your frustrations and sorrows? Surely it could not hurt.
You know what's even worse? She has this inner monologue about it. Like, oh my god, just for once, maybe I can put myself first. Like, after 500 years of suffering alone, being all of this. And like, the moment she thinks that, it just like appears that everyone betrayed her, who she saw as a friend. Like, imagine that just like being like, maybe I can put myself first, and then like the universe is just showing you the stinky finger, like, You think so? Because that thought alone makes me want to torture you. Like, I feel so bad for what we did.
This opportunity slipped through your fingers. It might never come by again. Think about it long and hard. No, I have nothing to say. I am Farina, the Archon of Fontaine. Everything will surely get better. All you need to do, dear spectator, is to witness my performance until the curtains fall.
Fine.
So even Farina doesn't know the truth? You've never once let her in on the full plan?
I don't think I'm gonna get groceries today, guys.
To deceive
I have 30 more
heavenly
minutes for that.
principles, you must first deceive yourself. She did very well. If she had let her resolve falter even once in these 5 centuries, Fontaine would have been doomed to the most tragic fate. It seems that trusting humanity
Half an hour ago, I had an
was the
hour.
right decision after all.
I believe
The storage
that I
is out
understand
my
how
door,
your
but, like-
deception works. But that is only half the truth, is it not? How would you build on this foundation to save the people of Fontaine?
Do I look
That
like
is the
that,
most
Tama?
important thing.
Ah, good, good. Of course, the Udex of Fontaine has pinpointed the crux of the issue. I'm sure
Nah, it's okay.
you've long sensed that the Oratrice is no simple machine, yes?
I've always suspected that it had its own consciousness. And Lenny did mention that he heard a human voice within the core chamber. It now seems that that person was you, hidden within the machine all along. Am I right?
Wow.
And then I became
Who
one
would have
with the
guessed?
Oratrice, taking Fontaine's gnosis with me.
So do have the
Yes,
noses.
It would seem so, wouldn't it? Alas, your understanding of this device still lacks sufficient depth. In truth, it is no enactor of justice. It is, in fact, a device created to kill the god of justice.
I beg your pardon?
Nivella is like,
Oh, you have it.
the fucking what?
And to be more precise, not only will the Oratrice take down the god of justice, it will also take down the divine throne upon which she has been placed. I mean, did you think I would be the sort to enjoy peaceful repose while Farina suffered? My work over these last 500 years has been to constantly accumulate indemnitium within the Oratrice. But really, some have already discovered that only a small fraction of the energy generated by the device was ever used to provide power to Fontaine. The vast majority had to be, accumulated to enact this death sentence.
Wait, why is she killing
It was
herself?
all a part of your plan then? Both the trial and the sentence?
Is that how they
This
can work
power,
around the
accrued
prophecy?
over 5 centuries, could have sustained Fontainians for millennia had it only been used for that purpose. Almost all of it has now been stored within the Oratrice. But only power of this magnitude could hope to destroy the Hydro Archon's divine throne, shaking the rules established by Celestia and breaking through the institution that is the Seven.
So the Oratrice's call for death was for neither Farina nor Focalor, but for the Hydro Archon. The destruction of that divine throne.
But isn't
do not
Focalor the
misunderstand your
Hydro
intent.
Archon?
You must be.
Returning what's rightfully yours to you, of course. In other words, This was all done to return the authority of the Hydro Archon to the Hydro Dragon of this planet.
But...
Okay, maybe he gets all his powers back. Right?
Oh, what? Getting sad again, are we? The authority of the ancient dragons shall soon be yours once more, O Hydro Dragon Sovereign. And this is the face you make.
all you've done throughout the years is just so you can sacrifice yourself at the very end.
I've never quite seen it that way, you know. Even now, I'm quite pleased at how well my deception worked.
Oh, baby, don't cry. I don't fully understand what's going on, but don't cry.
Hydro Dragon, don't cry. I must say,
shut up and take my money.
My rights. I would have loved to judge the heavenly principles themselves. Were they not guilty of essentially the same crime? Egeria stole the power of the primordial sea, and the heavenly principles stole the power you ancient dragons possessed. I, for my part, am the god of justice. And is it not just that your original powers should be returned to you?
So, okay, wait. So, the previous Hydro Archon was the one that stole the power. And that's why Neuvillette couldn't do full things. But the previous Hydro Archon already died, didn't they? And they put the burden onto Fussalor, who split it into herself and Farina. And now she wants to kill herself? So that the prophecy isn't gonna happen? I didn't find the connection to those two.
Shut up and take my money.
I have always believed that justice lies
oh my God!
in the process of pursuing human existence itself.
Go get something to eat. PLS PLSSS PLSSSSSSSS.
I wanna get food, okay? Please stop scaring me with my alerts. Oh god. Okay, what's going on? Speaking of justice, I have always believed that justice lies in the process of pursuing human existence.
So, if the theft of the primordial sea's might was Fontaine's original sin, then, leaving matters of procedural right and wrong aside, the descent of the Fontainians as humans and their right to exist in this world would be Fontaine's original justice. In other words, existence was Egeria's justice, and to me, justice is the continuation of that existence.
But if she kills herself, there has to be a new Hydro Archon then. Is Farina gonna turn into the real Hydro Archon then?
Defying the prophecy and ensuring that Fontaine's people shall live on. That should be the justice enthroned over all
Shut up
others.
and take my money!
Oh my god, please!
Donated 10 euros. Star Operator, Star Operator, now.
Please stop donating money. Please. Can I continue? Am I safe to continue, please?
At this point, we, whether it be myself or all other Fontainians, have shouldered the burden of this sin for far too long. Iudex Neuvillette, the highest judge in our land, when you regain your full power as an elemental sovereign, what verdict shall you pass upon us?
So when I was invited to the court of Fontaine to serve as Iudex, I see now that that was your idea too. At last, I now understand the true purpose behind this position. In the beginning, I was uninterested in human existence. But But these 5 centuries of living alongside them have gradually brought about mutual understanding between us. And I have even attempted to feel as they feel. You are a devious one, Focalors. Things being as they are, surely you know that I could never declare them to be guilty.
Because Nivelet likes the humans.